Let's start now. The Crimson Threshold, Frozen Punishment. Scene 1. The new Srank Paradox. The morning sun over Seoul feels different to Sung Jin-woo as he stands on his balcony, watching the early commuters scurry like ants below. He realizes that the boundary between him and the rest of humanity has become a canyon. On his desk lies a temporary identification card issued by the association. It doesn't say E-rank anymore. It doesn't even have a letter. It simply says, pending reevaluation, rank S.I. am the 10th, he thinks, his eyes tracing the holographic shimmer of the card. But to the world, I am a glitch in the system, a ghost that appeared out of nowhere. The news hasn't officially broken to the public yet, but the information guilds are already buzzing. His phone has been vibrating non-stop. Calls from the Hunters Guild, the White Tiger Guild, even international recruiters from the United States and China. They aren't offering jobs, they are offering kingdoms. But Jin-woo isn't looking for a throne in the human world. He looks at his status window. Level 55, intelligence 102. He needs more. The system is a hungry god, and it demands constant sacrifices of mana and blood. He needs a high-rank dungeon, but as a pending rank, he is legally forbidden from entering official raids until his final confirmation in 3 days. If I can't go through the front door, Jin-woo whispers, a dark smile playing on his lips, I'll find a side entrance. Scene 2, the training ground of arrogance. Jin-woo arrives at a key-rank gate construction site on the outskirts of the city. This raid is being handled by the White Tiger Guild's training division. It's a training raid for new recruits and B-rank prospects. He isn't here as a hunter, he is here as a porter. He's wearing his old, faded tracksuit, his hood pulled low to hide the sharp, predatory lines of his face. To the flashy young recruits in their pristine $50,000 mana armor, he looks like a pathetic loser clinging to a dead-end job. Among the recruits is Han Song-yi, a high school friend of Jin-woo's sister. She looks terrified, her hands shaking as she grips a basic wooden staff. Jin-woo, Appa? She whispers, her eyes widening. What are you doing here? My sister said you were different now. Just earning some extra cash, Jin-woo says, his voice calm and grounding. Stay close to me, Song-yi. Don't wander off. Their conversation is interrupted by a booming, arrogant laugh. A tall man with slicked back hair and a massive claymore steps forward. This is Kim Chul, a newly awakened ranker and the star of the White Tiger Guild. Listen up, Pebbles! Kim Chul shouts, his voice dripping with condescension. This is a key rank gate. For me, it's a walk in the park. For you, it's a chance to see a real hero in action. You porters, stay 10 paces behind. If you get in my way, I'll step on you myself. Jin-woo looks at Kim Chul. He can see the man's mana. It's bright, loud, and incredibly shallow. And a rank who thinks he's a god, Jin-woo thinks. In a real dungeon, that kind of ego is a death sentence. Scene 3, the Red Gate. The team of 12 hunters and 3 porters approaches the shimmering blue veil of the gate. But as they get closer, Jin-woo's perception triggers a massive alarm in his brain. The air around the portal is warping. The blue light is being sucked inward, replaced by a violent, pulsating crimson. Wait, Jin-woo says, his voice cutting through Kim Chul's posturing. Something is wrong with the gate. Kim Chul scoffs. Shut up, porter. I've been through 50 gates. A little color change is just a mana fluctuation. Keep moving. As Kim Chul steps through the threshold, the entire team is pulled in by a massive gravitational force. The moment Jin-woo crosses the line, he feels the snap, the sound of the real world. The cars, the construction, the birds, is replaced by an absolute, terrifying silence. They emerge on the other side, but they aren't in a cavern. They are standing in the middle of a vast, frozen wasteland. Giant, jagged peaks of ice pierce the sky, which is a bruised, eternal purple. The temperature drops instantly to minus 40 degrees. Where is the exit? One of the recruits screams, spinning around. Behind them, the portal has vanished. In its place is a solid wall of red energy. A red gate, Jin-woo says, his breath hitching in the frigid air. The dungeon has disconnected from the human world. We can't leave until the boss is dead. Or we are. Scene 4. The hierarchy of survival. Panic erupts. The lower-rank hunters begin to hyperventilate. The cold is already seeping into their bones, slowing their hearts. Chul, desperate to maintain control, slams his claymore into the ice. "Silence! I am an A rank! I will lead us out of here! Listen to my orders!" He points to the group. "The B ranks and Q ranks with high-tier gear, come with me. We have enough food for maybe 4 days if we ration. We need to find shelter and scout the boss." Then he looks at the porters and the weaker recruits like Han Song-yi. His eyes are cold and predatory. "The rest of you, the trash, you stay here. You don't have the combat power to justify the food. If you follow us, you'll just be a liability. Die here quietly so you don't attract the monsters to us." "You can't be serious!" Song-yi cries out. "We'll freeze to death in an hour!" Chul ignores her, leading the elite group away into the whiteout of the blizzard. He leaves Jinwoo, Song-yi, and 5 other terrified hunters behind in the snow. Jinwoo watches them go. He doesn't look angry. He looks disappointed. He thinks numbers and rank define survival. Jinwoo thinks. He doesn't realize that in a red gate, the environment is the first monster you have to kill. Scene 5, the Monarch's Hearth. The 5 abandoned hunters are huddled together, their lips turning blue. They look at Jinwoo, the porter, as if he's their last hope. "We're going to die, aren't we?" a key-rank mage asks, her teeth chattering. "Not today," Jinwoo says. He stands up, and for the first time, he lets a sliver of his presence leak out. The snow around his feet actually melts. He reaches into his inventory, a move the others see as him pulling items out of thin air. He pulls out heavy fur coats, high-calorie survival rations, and a specialized mana tent he bought from the system store. "Put these on," he commands. His voice has changed. It is no longer the voice of a porter. It is the voice of a commander. "Song-yi, gather the others. We aren't staying here. We're moving toward the forest." "Forest?" one of the hunters asks, pointing toward a dark, twisted line of trees on the horizon. "But that's where the mana readings are highest. That's where the monsters are." "Exactly," Jinwoo says, his eyes glowing with a faint purple light. "In a frozen world, you need fire, and the only thing that burns here is the blood of our enemies." Scene 6, the shadows of the pines. As they trek through the waist-deep snow, the silence of the wasteland is broken by a long, mournful howl. Then another, and another. Shadows begin to move between the snow-laden pines. They are fast, sleek, and camouflaged in white fur. Ice elves and their pets, the ice bears. "They're here!" Song-yi screams, pointing toward a ridge. A dozen ice elves emerge. They are beautiful and terrifying, with skin like porcelain and eyes like frozen sapphires. They carry bows made of enchanted ice. "Human cattle," the lead elf hisses in a language that sounds like cracking ice. "You wandered far from your herd. The great cold will feast on your marrow." The elves draw their bows. The abandoned hunters freeze, paralyzed by the killing intent of the A-rank monsters. "Don't move," Jinwoo says. He steps in front of the group. This is a good opportunity, he thinks. The Shadow Army needs to practice in diverse terrain. Igris. Show them how we handle the cold. Jinwoo's shadow expands, stretching across the white snow like a lake of ink. From the darkness, a tall, regal figure rises. Igris stands 7 feet tall, his red cape whipping in the blizzard, his black armor absorbing the faint purple light of the sky. "What is that?" the hunters behind Jinwoo gasp. "Is that a summon?" "That," Jinwoo says, pointing at the ice elves, "is dinner. Igris, leave no one standing." Scene 7. A massacre in the snow. Igris doesn't run, he glides. In a single blur of motion, he is among the ice elves. His longsword, a masterpiece of dark steel, cuts through their enchanted bows as if they were made of glass. The ice elves scream, trying to retreat into the trees, but the shadows are already there. Jinwoo has summoned 10 of his shadow infantry. They emerge from the trunks of the trees, stabbing upward with their spears. It isn't a battle, it's an execution. The ice elves, who pride themselves on being the apex predators of this world, find themselves being hunted by something much older and much darker. Jinwoo stands perfectly still, watching the carnage. He is analyzing Igris' movements. He's efficient, but he's still fighting like a knight. Against these elves, he needs more brutality. Suddenly, an ice bear, a monster the size of a small house, lunges from the bushes toward Jinwoo's flank. Its claws are like frozen scythes. Jinwoo doesn't even turn his head. He raises his left hand. Ruler's authority. An invisible, crushing force slams into the bear, pinning it to the ground. The ice beneath the beast shatters into a crater. Jinwoo clenches his fist, and the sound of breaking bones echoes through the forest. The 10-ton monster is crushed into a pulp by nothing but the air itself. The hunters behind him are speechless. They aren't looking at a porter anymore. They are looking at a god. Part 8. The scent of blood and magic. The forest is quiet once more. The snow is stained a deep, crystalline blue, the color of ice elf blood. Jinwoo walks over to the lead elf's corpse. "Arise," he whispers. A new shadow rises. It is lean, holding a bow made of shadow ice. New shadow, elite scout grade. Night has been added. "We have shelter now," Jinwoo says, gesturing toward the elves' former camp. "We'll wait here. The storm is getting worse." "What about Kim, Chul, and the others?" Songyi asks, her voice trembling. "They went toward the mountains." Jinwoo looks toward the distant peaks. He can feel the mana of the boss, the ice monarch, residing there. He can also feel the fading mana of Kim Chul's group. They are being picked off, one by one, by the true masters of this dungeon. Kim Chul made his choice, Jinwoo says, his voice as cold as the wind. He chose the elite over the trash. Now he has to survive the elite monsters alone. We'll find them when the sun, if there is a sun here, rises. Scene 9, the gathering storm. The scene shifts to Kim Chul's group. They are shivering, their expensive armor cracked and useless. 2 of their B ranks are already missing. "Where are they?" Kim Chul screams into the whiteout. "I am an A rank! Show yourselves!" From the darkness, hundreds of pairs of glowing blue eyes appear. The ice elves weren't just a scouting party, they were the bait, and now the main army has surrounded the elite. Kim Chul looks around, his arrogance finally replaced by a raw, primal terror. He looks back the way they came, hoping to see the porter and the trash he left behind. But there is only snow. Back at Jinwoo's camp, Jinwoo sits by a magical fire, his shadow soldiers standing guard in the trees like dark sentinels. He looks at his palm. The mark of the monarch is glowing. Tomorrow, Jinwoo whispers, "This dungeon ends." A wide view of the frozen world. In one corner, a tiny spark of purple fire Jinwoo's camp. In the other, a massive, swarming darkness closing in on Kim Chul. The screen cuts to black as the wind howls a final. End of Episode 2.